Maria?
Um, Good afternoon, Mayor. Wait, yeah. Good afternoon, Mayor Cid. My name is Maria Nunez, and I'm in 8th grade.
Caro? Mute.
Oh, sorry. Good afternoon, Mayor Cid. My name is Carolina, and I'm in 7th grade. Yeah.
So, Mayor Cid, if you don't mind, we're going to just jump right into it because I know your time is very, very important, and we don't want to, we don't want to take any more, time. But I think all the students had a couple of questions for you. So go ahead, guys.
Okay,
First.
how many coronavirus cases currently are there in Miami Lakes?
I know as of this morning, we have 29 cases. Unfortunately, it's gone up this week. The other day, we had one of our largest spikes. We had about 6 new cases, I think 2 days ago. But yeah, it's gone up to about 29. Actually, I'll check. Let me double check right now the latest report that I get. I usually get them directly from the health department. So let me.
Okay, because I knew a few days ago it was 14.
Yeah, so we're up to 20. As of this morning at 10 a.m., it was up to 29 cases here in the town of Miami Lakes.
29?
Yeah, 29.
Mayor Cid, are these cases are they hospital-bound cases or they're at home?
So due to HIPAA, the federal law that protects people's privacy, especially when it comes to health matters, we don't get much of that information.
Okay.
Besides the amount of cases, I mean, at this point, I think it's very clear to say that the majority of the cases in our area, they're community spread. So I know initially when COVID-19 started coming out about, it was very easy to kind of showcase the difference between community spread and actually folks that traveled abroad. But at this point, most of the cases I would say are community spread, which is unfortunate, but it's a reality right now.
All right, that's great. And how do we compare to other cities that are comparable to our size?
So let me see if I could pull up some of those stats. Look, for example, as of this morning, Miami Lakes had 29, Pembroke Pines had 37, Palmetto Bay 13, Pinecrest 6, Miami Springs 2. Then you have the larger cities, right? I mean, some of the larger cities in Florida, Miami has 3,500. The city of Miami, Hialeah has 679, which that is our neighbor to the south. Orlando 627. So I mean, look, cities of our size. I mean, Doral is similar size to Miami Lakes, a little bit bigger, and they have 76 cases at the moment. And then you have cities like Palmetto Bay, which is similar size to Miami Lakes. So is Pinecrest. Palmetto Bay is at 13, and Pinecrest is at 6.
Okay, good to know. Maria, you want to ask your question?
What is the town doing to protect its citizens?
We've done a lot. One of the toughest things for me as an elected official that I've had to do is close down our parks, right? So that's something that's very unique in our community. I think in the nation, there's not too many cities that could say that they have the park system like us. We have 101 parks, a park in walking distance to every single house in our community. And closing those down, that was one of the first decisions that we made. It was the right decision. It still is the right decision. Another decision that we made today to protect our residents. Last week, we mandated that restaurants, grocery stores, pharmacies, that everybody working in those places, specifically prepping food, would have to wear a face covering, a cloth face covering, a mask, whatever it may be, something covering their nose and their mouth. Well, today, we literally just about 30 minutes ago, we just mandated that anybody visiting and you guys are one of the first ones to hear this, anybody visiting a grocery store, a pharmacy, or to pick up food at a restaurant, that they are required to wear a face covering.
That's
That is the latest information. That's the latest thing that we've done here in Miami Lakes.
Mayor, go to let's say a CVS or to Bole, and they're not wearing a face mask, they will not be allowed in.
Yeah, that's so. So from now till Monday, we are doing an educational campaign to make sure that people have an opportunity to comply. But once Monday rolls around, they will be where you will be required. Yeah, you won't be let in. You'll be you can get in trouble. Our police department's going to be going out and about to make sure that they help enforce these rules. And the reality is, it's a rule to help our residents to flatten the COVID-19 curve, and it's something we have to do. Fortunately, the vast majority of Miami Lakers are taking this very serious, but unfortunately, there are people that don't. I mean, I just drove by one of our parks a little bit ago, and there was nobody in the park except two people in the middle of the park, playing around, throwing, doing things that they're not supposed to do at a park. So our police department's going to go by and tell them, but fortunately, the vast majority of our residents they understand that we're in this together, and we have to work together to get past this.
Absolutely, yes. We just had Aiden Stringhammer join in. Mayor Cid, he's down there. Hi, Aiden. All right, Ali has a question for you.
Mayor Cid, what are some fun things you recommend citizens to do while being safe and maintaining social distance during the coronavirus?
Listen, there's a lot of board games. One thing that I've really got into lately is watching documentaries with my kids and my wife, and a lot of different things on Netflix, on computers. Literally, one interesting thing that's happened because of COVID-19. Before this, we've been seeing in the last 15 years in our communities, less and less people riding their bike out on the street. Because of COVID-19, everybody is out and about, walking the streets, riding bike, which is amazing. And I hope to see that, hopefully once this is done, we continue to see that. But yeah, one of the things that I tell people all the time is that, and to me, one of the coolest things too is that people are really understanding what's important in life, right? So before this, we're all busy, we're doing homework, we're testing, we're grading different tests, we're doing so many things. But now is when you realize what's important in life, how important our family is, family time and stuff like that. So look, that to me has been really eye-opening to everybody. So those two things, spending just taking this opportunity to spend as much time as I can with my family, just hanging out, watching TV, going outside, fishing, riding bike, running on the streets, you name it. I mean, I think as a society, we take things for granted, right? Like I coach basketball at Bob Graham Education Center and at Shula's, and I miss that stuff. But then now I see it, we took it for granted for this long. So now the family time that we have is so important. So that to me is the coolest thing about this, is that while we're going through a tough time, but at the same time, we're afforded an opportunity to just hang out with our family.
That's great.
I've actually started riding bikes with my family around our house.
That's awesome. You see, and hopefully that becomes a lifelong habit, right? Not just now during the COVID-19, but hopefully that is something you will do forever, because that's how I grew up here in Miami Lakes. I would ride my bike 24/7. Unfortunately, we wouldn't see that too often. But now you're starting to see that again. And every single afternoon, I see dozens of people practicing proper social distancing, right? But they're out and about riding bike, which is amazing.
That's true. I like to see that too. I've been riding my bike, taking long walks, and it's really nice. Sometimes we will walk and people didn't even say hello to each other. Now you could tell that there's such a need for everybody to say, "Hey, how you doing?" And just, I really hope that that's one of the positive effects of this virus. We continue to, just reach out to each other. Aiden had a question for you, Mayor Cid. Go ahead, Aiden.
Do you have any family relatives or friends that have COVID-19?
Fortunately, I haven't had anybody close to me that has had COVID-19 that I know personally. But look, I'll give you an example. A friend of mine who I've known, he used to be a state representative many years ago, and I used to be an aide in the Florida legislature, so I had an opportunity to get to know him. But his dad and his grandmother are both in intensive care due to COVID-19. So fortunately, my family, I haven't seen that issue or other people that I know here locally, but there are a lot of people impacted by it out and about. But yeah, personally, I haven't met anybody that's super close to me, but I do know of people who've been impacted by it, which is tough. And that's exactly why we have to keep doing what we're doing, washing our hands, wearing a face covering. I did a video yesterday on social media showing how easy it is to make a face covering. You literally get a handkerchief. You get an old handkerchief. You get those the hair. What I think they're called hair ties.
Oh, I tried doing that. Yeah.
Yeah, and it worked out for me. And I showed folks, and I did a video on social media, and a lot of our residents are now doing so. We got to just keep practicing it because it could impact a lot of people, especially people with immune system disorders and the elderly. So.
That's good. Thank you. Yes, I agree. I think that I love all your. I'm a Facebook friend, and I love all the daily, reminders. I like how you come on with the mayor, not the mayor. I'm forgetting his name.
Our town, Ed Peterman, our town manager, who lives here.
Town manager. I really appreciate those updates. A lot of times, I've been kind of not watching the news so much to try to just reduce my anxiety, and I just watch a couple of things, enough that I have my information to just move on. And I appreciate as a citizen in Miami Lakes that you're doing that.
No, thank you. And I love social media because the reach that we get, and I'll share some insight with you guys. So emails, we have an email list in our community that's pretty big, but we would look at the email stats and we would only have 200 to 300 people that would open up the town's emails. But doing social media, our reach between Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, anytime we do a video is like 5,000 residents, and that's just 5,000 people watching. So you don't know what the real extent of that is. So yeah, definitely and it's in a transparent way because we answer questions and we go back and forth, which is always giving that type of information and accessibility is really important, especially in these times.
Yes, absolutely. Cassandra, your turn.
Hi, I'm Cassandra. I didn't get to introduce myself, but we wanted to know what are some positive words of encouragement you have for our community.
Look, we're all in this together, right? I think now more than ever, we need to see unity, and I think that's what's so important about this. It's not the time to nitpick on how to do things better or what the response should have been. I think there's going to be ample opportunity to do that as a society. We're going to have a chance after all this is all said and done to sit down and have some serious conversations about the future and how we can better do things. But I think right now it's about unity. I have seen our residents come together. I opened up with the help of some nonprofits and a local school here. I opened up a distribution site where we distribute groceries to seniors in Miami Lakes every single Friday, where we're working with Miami Lakes United Methodist, where they're serving over 100 families on a daily basis that need food. So I think in these times, we see the best in society. And every day, like just a little bit ago, about an hour ago, I get a call from a local resident and who said, hey, what you guys are doing is great. Keep delivering food. I am donating 200 gallons of milk to this cause so you guys can deliver to seniors in our community next week. And I get calls like that every single day, which is extraordinary. So look, just keep my main words of encouragement is unity, unity, unity. We got to come together, keep coming together. Forget about all of our differences that we may have as political parties and all that stuff. This is a time that we're stronger together and we will get past this together.
Thank you so much. Anybody have any other questions or comments that you would like to ask our mayor?
I got a little bit more time, so you guys can ask whatever you want. I mean, let me know.
I
So
have a question. I have a question,
Sure.
Mayor Sid. What opportunities do you believe exist for our town that has been born out of this situation? Like now that we have this situation, what what has been created that we could maybe grow from this? Maybe as even as financially or anything like that.
Well, and you hit on the head financially. We fortunately we're in a good spot. Our community's in a good spot financially. But what's really going to be impacted, and something I'm really monitoring very closely, is sales tax. So sales tax is the main revenue for education in Florida. So right now, since businesses like I own a small business here in the community, and I can tell you our sales tax, what we're sending back is nowhere near to what we were sending back before, and that's going to have a major impact in the state's budget and overall, and how people have to budget and look at things in the future. Fortunately, we were very forward thinking. We right before this even started, I signed with our staff a $15 million line of credit just in case something were to happen in our community. We've never had it before. For example, if a Category 5 hurricane would have hit us, we would not have the money to recover for something like that. Now we do. But something like this that might have a long-term ramification will be okay because of those types of things. But something that I'm now going to be advocating for really strongly is safer streets. I mean, now the one of the major lessons I'm learning about is that if there's an opportunity to make our streets safer, to make our sidewalks better, to do all these, people will start going out and about more often. You know, so we have a Greenways and Trails master plan that laid out how many sidewalks we had to do, increase the length of the sidewalk so people can bike and run and walk at the same time, and also have a town-wide bike path. And that's been talked about for 20 years. But I think this is bringing to everybody's attention the importance of the need for that, because now I'm getting a lot of calls from people like, hey, look, we need better bike infrastructure. We need this. We need better infrastructure to make sure our sidewalks are big enough for, like, we have a sidewalk on 170th Street that's it's a major greenway, and that's big. It's a 10-foot sidewalk, but you can ride your bike at the same time that somebody's jogging on the other side. And those are little lessons that we're learning now that before, when not that many people were on the streets, nobody really talked about it. But now, I mean, I get asked about it every day. So from a financial standpoint, we'll be okay. But from our infrastructure, like our bike infrastructure, we have to do better. Another thing too that I'm hearing about, more and more people are like fishing and hanging out near the canals and lakes. We have to do a better job, not only as a town, but as homeowner associations, to maintain our lakes better. I mean, and to put that effort out there for future generations. For a long time, many Miami Lakers swam in our lakes and hung out in our lakes, and for a long time they were forgotten. You know, so I think that is also something I'm hearing about, an opportunity that I see that we can get better. But yeah, after all this is said and done, we are going to sit down as a community and have a deep discussion on the future and how to go forward. You know, because I think it's really important. There's going to be a lot of lessons learned from this. It's also very difficult, but it's also an opportunity to get better.
I agree. I definitely see so many lessons that we're all going to learn. And I really am very proud to live in Miami Lakes, because I see the community coming together. I see the opportunities, like you said, for the bike lane, families going outside together, walking together, just making makes me very sad that our parks are closed, because that's one of the most beautiful things that Miami Lakes has. But obviously that's a necessary evil. But it makes you appreciate it more. And when our parks are open, I hope they're filled with kids and families and just enjoying the beautiful things that we already have in place. Anybody else have any questions so we could send our mayor off to do other business?
So
Mayor Cid, I actually have another question. I recently heard that anyone who couldn't pay the water bill, the water would still run. I just wanted to know if that was true.
yeah, that's being talked about on the county level. Part of the issue was with that, and I know the county mayor was talking about it the other day, was that our water infrastructure is so important that if we just blanket say, hey, nobody has to pay, then you would have major issues in repairing broken mains. You would have major issues popping up everywhere else. I know there's cities, a good friend of mine, the city of Hialeah Gardens has their own water department. We don't do that here in Miami Lakes. We actually partner with Miami-Dade County, so it's cheaper for our residents. But Hialeah Gardens has their own water department, and the mayor there cut water bills by 50%. And they can do it because they purchase the water from Miami-Dade County. I can't do that here because the county, you guys are direct consumers to the county. So there's nobody in between you guys and the county, or your parents in the county in terms of that service. But yeah, that discussion is being had around the county, is to make sure that people have that ability to pay. I know in this upcoming week, some good news. People are going to be getting their checks from the government. So individuals are going to get $1,200. If you're a couple, you get $2,400. And if you have kids, for every kid, you get $500. So that is going to be major help for people in the short term, right? We definitely have to recover in the long term going forward.
Can you please repeat the prices for the couple?
So for the couple, I think it's $2,400. So it's $1,200 per person. And Miss Mendoza, correct me if I'm wrong here, but it's $2,400, right, for couple?
Yes, I think so. Yes.
Okay. So
And
yeah,
for children?
$500 per children.
Wow, Ali, you have a lot of good questions there. Ali,
Thank you.
you're thinking what to do with that money. Do you have any questions for us, Mayor Cid?
Well, first, I just want to give you a quick update, and I do have some questions for you guys. So tonight at 7, I have a Zoom meeting with the Mayor of Hialeah, the Mayor of Hialeah Gardens, the county commissioner, and different leaders. So if there's anything you want me to tell them, I'll do that on your behalf. And we're going to be talking about different issues. Unfortunately, one of the zip codes here locally is one of the most concentrated coronavirus cases in Florida, which I think is 33012 and a couple other ones. So those are 33012 is right on the other side of the border of our community. So there is a major concentration of COVID cases. Yesterday we saw what happened in Hialeah. They opened up the unemployment lines 2 days ago because when people would go on the website, you couldn't print it out. The document wasn't there. There wasn't any way to submit online for unemployment benefits. So you had thousands of people standing next to each other, which was a major issue, especially in an area where it's that highly concentrated with COVID cases. So here in Miami Lakes, we have the library system. We're working with the county where if you need in those types of, if you know somebody that needs that, that's what we're doing. But yeah, that's one of the main issues. So you guys are doing the morning announcements every single day via Zoom?
Mm-hmm. Well, we're doing the announcement. What we do is we have a YouTube channel. I created a YouTube channel, and the students they record their own video, and then they embed it in an iMovie, and then we upload it. I upload it in the channel, and then we send it out through Teams to the rest of the school as well. We like the clean version of it being on iMovie, because if it's on live, some people might not have gotten on. When we have it recorded, they could see it at their leisure, and we can make it nice and clean. All the kids, if you go, I'll share their YouTube channel with you. They have their own little personality, and I like it, that they have their own self coming through. So these are future communication majors. I hope so.
Awesome.
They're great kids. I have 6th graders, I have 7th, I have an 8th grader, and every day we do go live when we're at school. But I do miss them. I don't know. Do you guys miss doing morning announcements?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, it's a way, it's a good platform for them to, just sharpen those communication skills, public speaking, and just becoming confident when they speak, amongst others. And I always tell them, you never know who's listening. The superintendent
Yep.
might be walking in, they're celebrities in their own right when they go to Publix and they see a kindergartner. They're like, oh, you're the one on TV. And I tell them that is a great feeling to, just be able to bring out some good.
Yeah, definitely. Be good examples. I mean, those kids, those kindergartners, those first graders, second graders, they look up to you guys. So keep doing what you're doing. I mean, that's so important to have role models, especially role models that are in the same school. So you guys you're doing awesome. I'll share with you guys a quick story. Last year, I proposed that Miami Lakes be the first city in the nation to allow residents from anywhere in the world to participate in our meetings via Zoom. So you would pop up in the flat screens at City Hall, and you would be able to participate, say whatever you want to say, like on any issue. So for example, it's really cool. Like if you had an issue with speeding on your neighborhood, instead of talking about it in the meeting, you can literally sit there with your Zoom and show people, hey, look, this is the issue that's happening. So it's so powerful. At first, when I proposed it, not too many people, nobody wanted it. It didn't pass. I'm very persistent when I know that something's a good idea. We ended up passing it. So we implemented it. We became the first city to do that in 2019. Fast forward to today, due to the coronavirus issue, every city in the nation is calling our city clerk to implement Zoom and to showcase how we do it in our meetings with our residents. So we've got in the city of Seattle, cities in California, Maryland, Georgia, I mean, you name it, they're calling our staff, or my IT staff. We've got an interview from national publications talking to us. So sometimes people don't see the future and don't see how things can help out in the future. But now, everybody's doing it. So, and we were the first ones to do it. So everybody's learning from us. So just wanted to share that with you guys, because sometimes being the first for something, you might get pushback, or people, we shouldn't do that. It's never worked. Listen, we did it. It worked, and now everybody's doing it around the nation. Everybody's following our lead on this issue. So just wanted to share that with you guys, because sometimes, in life, you bring up ideas, you might get discouraged. People tell you no, but don't give up. Keep working, keep pushing. If you really believe in something, if it's the right thing to do, do it. Do it and push forward, because it'll show in the long run. And this was a perfect example, and I always want to share it with young people, because things like that happen in life. You just got to be persistent and show resiliency, especially in things that you believe in.
Absolutely. Thank you so much.
Of course. Anything else? Any other questions? You guys sure? Nothing else?
Carolina, you want to say something?
No, thank you so much for your time, Mayor Cid, in this interview. We really appreciate it. And I hope you have a good rest of your evening.
Yes, thank you again, Mayor Cid. I will send you the link, and I will also share this video with you, so you could send it out to what you wish, because I'm really excited that you were able to speak to our students and let them know that we're safe, we're okay, how our town is doing, and I really appreciate your time. Thank you.
Absolutely, guys. And remember, together we will get through this. So be safe, guys. Reach out to me if you ever need me to jump on one of these Zooms again, and I'm always accessible. So take care. Good talking to you guys.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank
Bye,
you.
everybody.
Thank you, Mayor Cid.
Thank you.